hello. If you clicked on this video, then you're probably familiar with the Nutcracker. If not, I'm going to explain it in the fastest way possible so we can get straight to the tutorial. It features a young girl named Clara. She receives a nutcracker on Christmas Eve, and then he comes to life at midnight and they go through this whole adventure into the land of sweets. A typical nutcracker looks like this. It's got kind of a very specific face. The teeth are very apparent, the eyes are huge, and he's just good at cracking nuts. The version that I am creating today is based off of the late Peter Farmer, and he was a genius artist and designer behind the England National Ballet's character versions. I think they're a lot darker and really interesting to look at, so of course that's like right up my alley. Not everyone's into ballets, I get it, but I love them, and the Nutcracker has a special place in my heart, and I'll tell you why in a second. Let's get started. You basically just take a fat glue stick, let that dry down completely, then take a loose translucent powder, and make sure also that you do not put your foundation on first. I have found that to be quite the issue if you do. It just creates these little like balls that fall off and we just don't want balls falling off in your face. I apologize, that's already one too many nut references in this video. So make sure it's completely dry. We want the translucent powder to cover entirely. Concealer. You want to get rid of the darkness of your eyebrows. If you already have light eyebrows, you really don't need to do this. You can skip it and move right onto the foundation. Just kind of brush that in. Another layer of powder, and then cover over with foundation. Okay, so they're not completely covered because he does have dark eyebrows and I'm going to be painting over them directly. So it's not crucial that I get them so covered that you can't see anything at all, but you can keep going with that process if you want to cover them completely. Now I'm covering the rest of my face with my regular foundation that matches my skin tone, and the mask itself is brighter against the regular skin tone. So I'm going to take the concealer and etch out the mask and fill that in, and we will go back in with contouring. Be sure that when you're using your brush, you keep the outline. You don't want to fully blend it in, that's the point. We want it to stand out against the skin so that it looks like an actual mask. For contouring, we're going to be using several different size synthetic brushes. You can use paint or you can use foundation. I actually have my trusty RCMA Vincent Kehoe palette. It has all kinds of different colored foundations in it. This thing has saved my life a million times. So we're basically just going in and creating shadowing so it looks like the mask is sitting away from the face. Oh yeah, and then side note, I'm not bringing this all the way up or with the shadowing either because the soldier hat is gonna sit right on top of the head and there's really no point to wasting your makeup if you're not going to be showing it. So I did say earlier that I was going to touch upon why I'm so into the Nutcracker, why it means so much to me. And that was because when I was about 8 or 9 years old, my grandfather started taking me to go see the ballet. We went all the way up until my late 20s, I want to say, and didn't skip a year until he started getting sick. So I have just always had such a special place in my heart for, okay. I knew this was going to be hard to film. I would get like super dressed up. I would wear all my old prom dresses. He would have his like suit and tie. And it didn't matter that over the years people started wearing jeans, which if you're gonna go to a ballet, don't wear jeans, okay? Just don't. It's not appropriate. We would dress up and just have the best time and go to dinner, and I did that from childhood to an adult, and it was fantastic. It's gonna be a year since he's passed away from Alzheimer's, and the crazy thing is when that happened, he never forgot my name, which is incredible because, you know, Alzheimer's, if you know anything about it, you do lose your memory over time and it can be very difficult to deal with. But he never forgot who I was, so to have those memories are incredible. I wish I could have shown him something like this. Unfortunately, when I got really into the body painting, he kind of lost his vision a little bit, so he wouldn't have been able to see it anyways. But this is totally dedicated to him, and I'm super excited to do this look. Moving along with the shading, we're making more of a masculine chin piece. So taking the darker color and just kind of blending it until it looks like it's just a natural part of the mask. Also gonna carve out the eyes as well. We're gonna add a little bit of brown shadow or contour, the rest of the eye area, and some of the mask's cheekbones to make them stand out. Don't forget the sides of the nose too. Now the slits in the nostril holes in the mask are slightly pointed. So I'm gonna use some black paint and go ahead and fill those edges in. Now you can also use eyeliner if that's easier too. Now if you can handle it, fill in the rest of your nose area because it is a lot more believable, but it's real tickly, I'm not gonna lie. Now we're gonna make a hole, and I want it so that when you close your eyes, it does look like an illusion, like the eyes are actually missing. Now to get a super deep black, the easiest way that I've found is to take a gel black liner, lay that down first, and then lay black eyeshadow down on top of it. So once you have that gel liner down as a base, that's when you're gonna go ahead and fill it in with the regular black eyeshadow so it's nice and dark. Then don't forget to line your waterline and your tight line to make sure that it completely disappears. If you have any fallout underneath the eye, just go ahead and sweep it away with a big fluffy brush. Now to really make this pop, I'm gonna take the lightest concealer that I have and just kind of highlight around the eye area underneath a little bit so that it sort of looks like this area is protruding, and that will sink in the eye socket even more. For the eyebrows, I have more control with paint, but again, you can use eyeliner or whatever other black makeup that you have that you find easiest to apply with. Go ahead and outline the eyes as well, because we really want them to look like deep set. Just a nice little circle all the way around. If you draw it a little more on the outside, it's okay. Just fill the rest of that in with black. Now taking the same black and the black eyeshadow, now we're really gonna carve out the mask. Try to hit that line between the brown and the white, and then just slowly blend it. So I can tell, or I can see on the picture that there is a strap for this bottom jaw piece, so that's what we're going to draw in. So now we're going to mark in the teeth. We want to paint it directly over our lip, and we're gonna bring the lip from the mask a little bit farther down. Now try your best to leave the inside of the mouth area black because we want that to be part of the illusion. Just hit my nose with my brush. Little bit of pink for the lips. I just like to use eyeshadow, black eyeshadow instead of paint if we're making a shadowed line. So you can just see the indentation in the tooth and not necessarily a hard line. Don't forget the iconic red little circular cheeks. Don't forget the mustache. Final part, we're gonna fill in the underside of the teeth. And a huge tip, do not push your lips together until they are completely dry. And once they're dry, tap a little bit of powder on it so that they don't mix together. Because if you did all this work on the teeth and then you mess it up with the black paint, you're gonna get real upset. Trust me. So that's pretty much it for the mask illusion. It definitely makes a lot more sense in photos when you have your mouth and your eyes closed until you smile. And then that ruins everything and creeps people out. But for the most part, it looks really awesome in pictures. And then you can do whatever else you want to add to that outfit. All right, here is the final look from our Nutcracker mask tutorial. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. You can find me at Bangle Queen on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Twitch. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.